How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Daily Endeavours for Saturday the 30th of August. As always, time codes will be in the description if you just want to skip through. Golden Vendor's going to be up today, so that'll be at the end of the video if you just want to skip to check that. This set's pretty good. If it were up to me, I would choose a durable Writ if you've got one. Probably don't buy it just because it's a lot of gold, and these other options are fine anyway. Parlor Furnishings, 40 enemies, and a daily quest. Now, I'm not actually sure if a durable master Writ counts as a daily quest, so I'm going to figure that out today. I haven't been able to test it. I'll show you a way you can also get a bit of gold to unlock that or buy that furnishing, because once you got that furnishing, from that point it's easy from there. So I'm just going to start with the durables master Writ because I want to find out if it counts as a daily quest. So durables master Writs, what are they? There's 4 master Writs that work for this. They are jewelry, clothing, woodworking, and blacksmithing. These are available from completing the normal writs. You get them as a very rare drop. And the drop rate increases, I believe, based on how many styles you currently own on that character. But I'm not entirely sure how it works exactly. I don't know the numbers. Yeah, basically just learn a bunch of different styles and have all the traits, and you'll be able to use this stuff. Now, if I were to choose the best case scenario, a jewelry crafter Writ is the best because you don't need the style material and you also don't need the style learned itself. Those are quite expensive, usually. Some of them can be. Some styles are like hundreds of thousands of gold to buy, so yeah, can sometimes be rough. Whereas, yeah, with jewelry, it's just, you just need the max level, you need the upgrade materials, and you need the amount of trait, you need the trait item, and you need to know how many traits it needs, as opposed to the other stuff where it's way more. So yeah, I usually suggest doing these. Now there are a couple of things to make master Writs a whole lot easier. One is to get a guild hall with all the crafting locations so that you don't have to go out and just find each one separately. You can do everything within the comforts of a single location. 2 are Writworthy. To make that even better, I'll show you what Writworthy is in a minute. So I'm just going to do this one here because I've got all the stuff needed to actually do this one. So I'm going to travel to the guild hall on EU that I normally use. I will put in the description the at names of these guild halls, one for PC EU and one for PC NA, so that you can look these up on Home Tools yourself. Because if you actually look the names up, you can find them. So I'll just show you as an example here. I'd suggest going browse homes because sometimes you go recommended and the one you're looking for doesn't actually show up. At Varlav on EU, the Rawr GuildHall. This is a guild hall that has everything except for the solstice sets added to it. I think that's yeah, they haven't got the sets for it yet, but that's fine. Everything else is here. So in this case, we look at the quest and it says we're on Epic, Healthy, Daring, Corsair. So if we just go over to this. So Lazy Writ Crafter will automatically craft it for you and upgrade it. So that's one thing you can get. So I'm pretty sure that's Lazy Writ Crafter. Maybe someone else can confirm that. But as far as I'm aware, that's the one that causes that to happen. But the other add-on that I want to suggest, I'll link both of these in the description if you want to have a look. But yeah, Writworthy. So if you type in chat /Writworthy, it will bring up this thing here. And you can tick this to queue them up so that when you go to the crafting station next, it will automatically craft this for you and upgrade it itself, so you don't have to do anything. So it's really handy for that. So yeah, if you're on PC, or if you got it on some consoles, I think, yeah, just use that to do it all for you. So I've got the item, now we need to hand it in. So my personal opinion here, this location is the best, because 1, you get this cheap house, Flame and Nyx Deluxe Garret, which is right around the corner, and yeah, 2, the Wayshine's right next to it. So whichever way you actually travel and do your master Writ, it's really easy getting back here. You can do this just fine in the other zones, but Grantwoods is more expensive, and honestly is just as far away as the one for Deshan, I think. But yeah, Snowpod is I think a little closer. This one costs a lot more though. Well, not a lot more. It's like tens of thousands, I think, or 100,000, something like that. And then the worst one by far is, even though he's quite close to Gardener House here, Garden house is like hundreds of thousands of gold to buy, so that one's rough. But if you have that house, it's definitely the quickest. But yeah, I personally just go to Shan because this house here is super duper cheap. It's like 10,000 gold to buy. And if you're doing Master Writs, you're probably at the point where you can afford 10k. Maybe even you can afford the other ones anyway, I suppose. If you want to be rich, being thrifty is a good way. Crafted, now we just head to the quest hand. So with Writworthy, even if you don't accept the Master Writs, it will craft everything for you so that when you get to this location, you accept the crafting writs here, and because the items are actually already crafted by Writworthy for you, you just have to hand them straight in. Like, you don't actually have to go and do each of them separately, which is kind of the main reason I like to use Writworthy. Because it's basically just like a Master Writ queuing add-on. And just, yeah, you can automate everything immediately in one go and just save yourself all the other trouble. So yeah, moment of truth. I don't know if this works. Let's see. Does it work? No, it doesn't. Okay. Well, it was worth a try. Alright, so in this case now, I'll just talk about daily quests. So, writs are, I think, the quickest way in general to do daily quests. But there's also the Mages Guild daily, which I like to use, which is usually pretty quick. Same with Fighters Guild ones. So, firstly, writs. You get them from a writ board, and they are just to craft a couple of items and hand them in. So if you're going to do your Master Writ in Deshan, you might as well, whichever place you choose, you might as well do your daily writ as well at the same time. So all you need to do is accept them from the board. You go to one of these crafting stations, and if you have an add-on called, yeah, this will be the one I have in the description anyway, so yeah, you can just use this for both. Lazy Writ Creator. What this does is when you go into the menu, it automatically crafts everything for you. Now, don't worry too much if you don't have this add-on. If you just go to creation, you can see a quest icon there. It'll show you, like, it'll have quest icons next to the items that you need to use in order to complete the writs. So everything will you kind of get handheld anyway through this. So just follow the quest icons and you'll be fine. So yeah, basically you just need to craft a bunch of items. In that case, it was like 3 items. In majority of cases, that's what it's going to be for these regular writs, which are what you like the equipment writs, which are what you want to do for the durables Master Writ anyway. So yeah, once that's done, once you've crafted your items, you just need to go and hand it in. So in Deshan's case, the items for handing in to the writ are just outside, just here. So you can do that. But there is one other one that I will suggest if you don't have access to writs. If you just don't have the materials. Now, you can just buy the items from guild stores. Even if you have no crafting unlocked at all, you can just do the initial Writ certification quest, and that doesn't take very long. Then you just go to a guild store, look up like the materials you need, so in this case clothing material, and then just buy some rawhide or some jute. These are not at that price probably though. But yeah, just buy some of this stuff and use it. But yeah, Gonna cost a bit of gold anyway. My advice is if you're short on cash in that case, just do a Mages Guild daily quest, and you'll also defeat some enemies while you do that. So, yeah, so I'll show you what to do in this case. Alright, so for the Mages Guild quest, all you gotta do is find a chest hidden in one of the public dungeons, go loot that chest, and then return. So again, something that will really help here, doing this in Deshan and having this house, because, so my personal opinion here, again, Stormhaven, Gardener House is the closest one to the daily quests that you can do here for Mages Guild and all that, but Gardener House is much more expensive. Same thing with Grotwood. Snowpot is more expensive. It's not as bad as Gardener House, but the issue I have with Grotwood is everything is inside like an area that you can't mount, so it's slower to run around everywhere in there, whereas I find Deshan is just... It's the fastest because throughout this whole area you can just stay on your mount the whole time. And this house here is like super duper cheap. So yeah, just accept this quest here, have a look at which public dungeon it tells you. Some of these will be easy as hell, some of these will require a little bit of running, but usually not much. So what you do is, yeah, you just press show on map when you look at that quest, it'll show you where it is on the map. And in this case, it's Sanguine's domain here, right next to the starting way shrine in Stormhold. So again, home tours will be your best friend for this stuff. With home tours, there is a house over here called the Ample Domicile. So what you can do, say you don't have any wayshrines in Shadowfen, just look up on home tours, browse homes, go, I'll move this name here. and we'll go down to the bottom to the Ample Domicile. And look this up. Travel to this house, go out the front door. This will bring you to Shadowfen, and then from there it's just a little bit of a few minutes of a trek down here to get to the domain. And from there you go inside, and then we just loot a chest. So I'll show you how that works. But what you can do is there's a UESP page. So say we get the I'll talk about it I'll go like a really shit one, right? So Bankarai, Rezlak's Wheel, all the way over down here. Normally starting in Bankarai, you're like up here. It's fucking ages getting through here. But what you can do instead, if you just go to this website here, you go Control F or just find, and if you type in Bankarai, it'll show you every house located in Bankarai, in that zone. And what you can do is click on this map icon. What this will do is it'll show you where to locate it on the map. And you can use this to dictate what the quickest house to get here is. And look how close this house is to Rezlak's Wheel. So in that case, you just look up in Home Tours again. So we'll take off the Ample Domicile, and then we'll go Twin Arches. Sorry, I went past it. Twin Arches here, and then travel to one of these. Do the same thing. Just go outside, and then you've got easy access to Rezlak's Wheel from that point. So believe me, Home Tours is honestly one of the best friends that you can have in this entire game. Okay, so we've arrived at Ample Domicile to do our major skill quest. Now, the thing about public dungeons, and the reason I chose this for a daily quest, is public dungeons are full of enemies. So if we come through here, grab these guys, and then pull this group, kill a big group of enemies at once. If we really want to pull all the enemies together, just bring all the ranged enemies closer by using line of sight. Yeah, if I just blast all these enemies at once. Yeah, 7 straight away, and then we can just keep coming through and just kill all the enemies in sight. They'll spawn in like groups of 5 to 7. So yeah, you can just get this done pretty quick too. The Ogrim lads here. Ogrims are quite tanky, so take a fair bit of killing. Right, so anytime that you do these major skill quests, the chest will always be where the group event is located. So bonus points if you haven't done the group event yet, because that means you can get some skill point, or a skill point, I should say, not multiple. Yeah, a couple of minutes, we've already almost completed the daily endeavor for 40 enemies. The thing is, you can kind of do that anywhere anyway. Because unlike the other options, which are usually kill enemies using X skills, this one here, as long as you like do anything to the enemy, like do a little bit of damage, no matter how many players there are, like you basically get that endeavor done too. So yeah, there you go. That would be a skill point there. We'll just kill these few enemies here, and then that will be that endeavor done. Alright, so we've done the killing enemies, we've done the grab the chests. So now I'll just show you what I mean with the house in Deshaan. We'll just use this, travel outside. I guess if you want to do the Parlor Furnishings too, you could travel to your house now if you've already got one. But yeah, I'll go through the Parlor Furnishings one in a minute. Because yeah, I guess you could go in there, place your furnishing, undo, redo, and then come out and do the rest of it. Yeah. I'll keep things simple for now. Right, back to the major skill, hand that one in. Get the reward, and we get a focus script for one that we haven't got yet, which is really handy. Right, use that one up. And so if you end up getting all the different the focus scripts, which are only available from the major skill dailies, consider doing the fighter skill dailies to get your signature scripts and your undaunted dailies for your affix script, just so to collect all the different scribing skills on all your characters. Just bear in mind, fighter skilled, fighter skilled's fine, but I find major skilled is the quickest. Fighter skilled's usually pretty quick. Undaunted, unfortunately, even though it's usually the one that takes the most amount of dailies to do to get all the different script for that side, it's the most annoying one to do, because one, you have to kill the delve boss, which if there's other players doing it, usually they'll kill it already, and you have to wait for that shit to respawn. And there's usually like fetch stuff that you have to get that isn't just a chest that's instant. Like the chest in the Mages Guild one, no matter how many players are interacting with it, you can interact with it too, and you're not affected by other people. Whereas the one in the Undaunted Delve, sometimes the items are shared across other players. So if someone grabs an item that you're looking for, it'll disappear and you have to go look for a different one, and it can be fucking annoying dealing with. So yeah, for speed's sake, a Writ is great, and also the Mages Guild Daily is also fine. If you've got access to Thieves Guild or Dark Brotherhood, you can also use Heist and Black Sacraments. But yeah, Mages Guild, personally, I think is just easy anyway. But yeah, it's up to you which one you want to choose there. World boss dailies in DLC zones, like for example, Fargrave, or the daily delve ones as well. Daily delves are easy to do, and yeah, you can usually just travel. Like if you do the get the items in the delve and then travel to the Wayshrine. Usually, the cost of the Wayshrine is unless you've just traveled, directly traveled using gold, the gold amount should be much lower than the reward that you get for completing the daily, so that can also make it much quicker. But anyway, yeah, there's many ways to do the daily quest. There's many ways to do the killing enemies one. I'll just run through a dungeon that I would choose for killing 40 enemies, because the only problem with using public dungeons for your 40 enemies is if another, say someone else just came into that public dungeon just after I did it there, some of those enemies would be dead. They'd be still running around trying to look for stuff to kill. It only, hurts a couple of minutes of the run, but yeah, it's just, doing this in a dungeon instead just makes it quick anyway. Makes it quicker. Or it makes it quicker reliably, I should say. I suggest using Wayrissa's 1, because the first room when you enter has a bunch of skeevers in it. These skeevers are super weak. There's 20 in this room alone. That's like half the enemies that you need. My advice is to pull all the skeevers in this room, kill them in a big group. Just be careful, because yes, it is skeevers, but 20 skeevers on there all at once is still a lot of damage. Just keep moving. Down here, ignore the boss, because they take ages to kill. Instead, just pull this group here, and this group here, and the skeevers. And that all up is about 40 enemies. To make this better, I think it's good to try to, I know it's going to be a bit of a weird thing, but if you want to do this as quick as possible, attack all the enemies so they all aggro to you, so they all are attacking you at once. Because what that will do is it will force all the enemies to all move up close to you, and all the ranged enemies can be line of sighted and all killed at once. Just keep healing yourself and block a bit, which shouldn't do too much damage. And yeah, as you can see, just a few minutes and that's all done. Oh, that's a crocodile from before. Whoops. I think you can pull the skeevers in here too, but I find sometimes going through doorways, this is technically a doorway right here, sometimes they find it hard to nav through that sort of thing. But yeah, try bringing the skeevers in here if you want to make it even quicker. The heavy sack too. Just blast this all. Alright, getting in here for the first time. If you haven't been to Wayrest before, it's funny, but now we will actually use Gardener House to get here. So what you do is you go to Home Tours, go to Browse Homes, you go to G, Gardener House, look this one up, and then travel to it, go out the front door, and then you rock up in Wayrest. Oh, sorry. Oh, yes, Stonehaven. It doesn't cost you anything. And yeah, you just walk down here, unlock this, and then from any Wayshrine in the game, you can just travel in here. And even better, once you're done, if you go to the door where you come in from, it will take you back out to where you came in from via Wayshrine. So once you leave, you can just head back out and do other stuff if you want to do it. Or if you want to travel to your house straight away because you've already got a Parlor Furnishing, we can do that one now. Okay, Parlor Furnishings. You need two things. You need a house, which you can get for free here, and you need a Parlor Furnishing, which you can also get right here. So this is Daggerfall, Glenumbra. Everybody's got access to this area easily because this Wayshine's unlocked by default. So just come into here. This location right here, normally there'll be a quest giver. She looked like this. If you talk to her, Philan Demery, she'll give you a house for free. You just exhaust her dialogue, you'll complete a quest, and yeah, it unlocks. So when you get that house, if you want to find it, you go into the house tab in your map, and it'll show up in collected here. So you'll either get Ebony Flask, you'll get Resi Lion, or you'll get Mara's Kiss Public House. Just depends on what your alliance you do the quest on. Now you get all 3 of these houses for free if you do this on 3 separate characters on different alliances. You can buy them with gold too, it's like a few thousand. But yeah, might as well do them for free. You know, save your gold. With Rozika over here, this is where you get your parlor furnishing. Now, there is a tea table carved. This counts as a parlor furnishing. In base game, this is the cheapest option you've got that you can just find. Most other stuff is going to be like thousands of gold usually to buy on like guild stores and stuff. Maybe some things will be cheap, but this is a guaranteed option, always available, and it's still like pretty cheap. If you have access to Fargrave, you can also use the flags that are available with NIF in this furniture here. These 4 flags here are all counted as parlor furnishings, and they all cost less than the tea table. It's not a massive difference, but yeah, if you want those, you go to the main map here, you go to Fargrave. You need the Deadlands DLC in order to access this, but if you've got that DLC, you come down here, over here, go up the stairs up here, and you come over this way, over a bridge here, and then Felicitous Furnishings should be, there'll be a door upstairs that you can enter, and Nif will be close to the front door, so just, yeah, buy those from him. So if you need a little gold to buy yourself a parlor furnishing, let me just show you some things I would do. You don't need much, 250 gold at the max. Now, if you go upstairs from where you meet Rozika and Philan de Marie, this area here has a bunch of furniture that you can check, and it has some things. So this here, for example, you sell that for 40 gold at a fence. Just make sure you go settings, gameplay, turn auto loot stolen items to off if you've got that on, just in case. Even though these people don't actually exist, they're just a figment of your imagination apparently, or they're like super okay with crime, because you can just, I'm right here in front of this lady here, and I can just steal this, and she doesn't give a shit. So yeah, it's basically safe up here from as far as I can see. Yeah, just search all the furniture here. Go into this room, check the dresser. That's just obsidian, but yeah, you can find some stuff in here that you can sell. So loot that stuff, go to the fence over here or here, and go find the fences in the Outlaws Refuges. Sell those items, that should give you some gold. So you need 250, which is just a few of the green items and the white items, basically. Another method for just getting a quick, small amount of gold is to go to White Gold Tower. I know how weird this sounds, but you're not finding anything. There's just an area that you can head to. So this is a DLC dungeon, but it's a free DLC, so everybody's also got access to this. So when you go inside, just go into the main area here, go right, and head through this door here. And when you get inside here, there'll be some round tables on the right and the left. They have coins on the tables. Just pick up these coins. And then once all these tables are clear of coins, I guess you can also sell this stuff here too, but it's like 1 gold each and it takes a while. So leave this area once you've found all the coins there. Go back out to the entrance. Leave. It'll take you back to the wayshrine you came in from, and you just repeat this process over and over until you have enough gold. So you see 250 gold for that, and then you can get your parlor finishing. Right, so now basically we've got our gold, we've got our parlor finishing, and then we've got our house. So now just go to the wayshrine here. You can travel to these from anywhere, that's the nice thing. So once you've done your other 2 endeavors, for example, if you do your daily quests and your 40 enemies, as soon as you hand in your daily quests or you kill your 40 enemies, just travel straight to your house if you've got these items already. In this case, I'll just go houses, go Mara's Kiss. Now I'll go Seabloom Villa. This is where my parlor finishing already is. Your house. Firstly, housing editor at the bottom right. That's what you got to hit to access the whole housing system. At the bottom right, you'll see it says bottom right, bottom middle. You'll see it says browse. You hit that, and that gives you access to your inventory here, where you can access all your items. So we've got this tea table that we bought before. So you just go here, and then you go place, and you just put it on the floor. Now, unfortunately, if you just pick up the item and keep trying to spam it, like spam left click, it doesn't do anything. The item has to come from your inventory first. So what you want to do instead is, if you place it, you go undo first, and what that will do is it'll put it back in your inventory. So if I just go back there like this, now if I hit redo at this point, it actually does count. because it actually goes into your inventory, but if you undo it, it just takes it straight back out of your inventory. So it just saves you having to go into your inventory to place it again. It's just quicker. And then if it's already on the floor and you have to do this again in the future, just come up to the item, pick it up, put it away, undo, redo, undo, and that will literally do the same thing. So yeah, undo, redo strat's really fucking good for anything housing related. So what I do now usually is I set aside all my different types of furnishings. So for example, I've just got them all in this corner here. So I just put my tea table down, and now whenever the parlor furnishing comes up again, just come over here, pick it up, put it away, undo, redo, undo. You get the point. Now you can also, if you have ESO Plus, you can use your furnishing vault to store all your items away if you only got access to like the really small houses. But yeah, that's only available to ESO Plus, and I assume most people with that will just be able to buy like a small house anyway with the crowns, or they'll usually be established for that point. But yeah, that is something else you can use. Alright, the last option is to capture a keep. I don't really suggest you bother with this one today because all the other options are better, I think. But I'll just cover this one just for all the bases. So you have to destroy the door or the outer walls of a keep. Then you get into the inner courtyard. You either destroy the front door here, or you manage to get in through the poststone walls on the sides. Here's one here, for example. So breaking through these opens up the ability to enter the keeps here if they're under control from the enemy. You got two flags here. You got to take this flag, and you got to take this flag. You got to kill the guards on the flag. If you do this on your own, it is possible, but it's really fucking difficult, and you have to spend gold or alliance points on siege weapons. I think either get them through guild stores, or you got to buy them with AP. So every keep and the gates where you come in, they'll have a quartermaster here, and they provide all the items that you need to siege with. Now, TLDR, let me go through the siege options. Battering ram gets you through the doors the quickest, but it's the easiest for the enemy to defend against because they just chuck oils on top, and it's basically good luck surviving. Packed ballistas, or just ballistas in general, these are a good middle ground. They have not as much range as trebuchets, but they deal more damage quickly. And then stone trebuchets, these are kind of your long distance ones for like basically dealing with enemies like trying to defend. Now, it is much easier taking a keep with other like extra like a group of players, because not only do you get through the doors or the walls quicker, you also take the flags quicker because the enemies die quicker, and then the flags themselves get taken faster depending on how many players are on them. So yeah, just in general, if you can find a group to do this, it's great. Basically just get into a campaign if there's action to see where the maybe try and ask where the other players are going, or just watch zone chat, see if anyone's going for anything specific. But yeah, as you can see here, sometimes you'll just get to a campaign and there's no action at all. Either your faction has taken everything, or the enemy faction has taken everything, and if you go out and try and do it yourself, like usually because there's nothing else going on, like someone will just rock up and try and stop it. Because the battlefield changes constantly with this, whereas with all the 4 other options, they won't change. The enemies will always be where they are, and the quest hand-ins will always be where they are. Like you don't have to deal with shit changing and other players being able to kill you while you're doing that shit. It's just it's nowhere near as annoying. The consequences aren't as grave as they are here. Oh, what the fuck? Is Daggerfall? What? Okay, onto the Golden Vendor. So we've got Stormfist shoulders and we've got Engine Guardian shoulders. Once again, 2 base game shoulders. Any shoulders in any case, I don't suggest, but especially like base game ones. No reason to get them, because you can just use keys to unlock them through the vendors, regardless of the DLCs that you own. So yeah, my advice is to skip these, but I will just go through the sets themselves. Stormfist it's good. It's an okay proc set. The actual proc is pretty good, but the stamina recovery means it's good on a melee like solo build, but not really something you need super much. I don't know. Just like you don't really need this for like group play, just because you'll get a lot more stamina sustain through your team, just like the skills that they can use to keep you topped up on resources. So yeah, good for solo, not great for okay for group play, and like in pugs it's also probably really good because you'd never know what kind of fucking players that you're gonna get in a pug game. So yeah, who knows? But yeah, it's okay, good set, but it's just easy to get this set anyway through shoulders. Engine Guardian, basically, when you cast skills, sometimes you get a bunch of resources back. So I've actually got this set myself. This was probably one of the first monster sets that I actually completed in this game, back in like 2015. Yeah, I've seen a lot of use with this thing over the years, but it's okay. It's very unreliable. What happens is, when you cast a skill, you'll get the Dwemer Sphere here. He'll start supplying you with resources. Now, the resource that you get is completely random. You can cast the Stamina skill and get Magicka back, which can be a massive blessing or a massive curse, because say you cast just nothing but Stamina skills and it gives you Magicka, well then shit, you can't really make use of that at all. But when it kicks in and it's the resource you want, boy is this thing a fucking godsend. But yeah, very weird. And yeah, also I don't know if it's still the case. I swear they fixed it, but this thing here, I believe this is targetable. So if you use this in PvP, the enemies can actually target this with skills, and say like if they cast Meteor on it, it's a big waste. I don't know if they fixed that. Can someone let me know if they did? I've swear I read it through patch notes, but I can't remember. But yeah, that set, it's a fun set, I think, as well. And yeah, health recovery though, not the best, especially since you can get other sets that have 2 sets of recovery for like Stamina and Magicka. But I mean, health recovery isn't as bad as it used to be, I suppose. Especially since Vampirism has left kind of in Cyrodiil these days. Okay, as for the other sets, Mephalla's Hand, I wouldn't really use this because the AoE for the webs is fucking tiny. It's 4 meters. That is unacceptable for like standards of like how big an area is to use. Because like a regular AoE is like, for example, I don't even have Whirlwind to show you. Like Cleave is 6 meters. Cleave is a small AoE as it is. Making it 4 meters is rough. So yeah, I wouldn't really bother with this. And also Minor Breach is an easy buff to get in other cases. An easy buff that you don't need to spend an entire 5-piece getting. So yeah, not really something I would recommend. Soul Shrine, get a bunch of weapon and spell damage when you cast channel skills or cast time skills. So for example, let me find one. If you use Berserker Strike, for example, you get a bunch of weapon spell damage because it's a cast time. That being said, though, this is probably best on something like a Arcanist or a Templar, and in those cases, Deadly Strike is going to be better anyway. So if you want a set that works well with cast time setups, yeah, go Deadly. Even though it's much more expensive, spending this much gold on some Soul Shrine stuff, not really worth it. Especially since this is a base game set. It's one you can get from Reaper's March. It is in heavy, but yeah, you can get these easily from Dom and Sadana's that difficult to get to. Yeah, not really one to recommend. The Way of the Air is basically the same thing, except for instead of using a channeled skill, you roll dodge. Now, the one thing to note here, increase the radius you detect sneaking enemies, that's worthless. That's like one of the least important fucking stats in the game. But the stamina recovery, that's a lot. So yeah, 2 to 5 piece, I guess. It's got a lot of stamina recovery. So you'll never run out of regen to use for dodging, at least. But at the same time, it doesn't give you any offensive skills aside from the 5-piece. And in PvE, roll dodging every 6 seconds is really going to hamper your rotation. But in PvP, it's okay. But yeah, there's definitely, in this day and age, there's definitely many more sets that outshine it. But it's okay in PvP. It's you know, for like a roly-poly build, it's not too bad. I would like to... I'm interested to know how it goes with... Is it Morihau? The one that... yeah, when you roll dodge, you deal a bunch of damage. That is very fucking insignificant damage, but yeah, I guess for a fun build, you could try something like that. But yeah, wouldn't really recommend that either. Though it's in Craglon. Getting like Juri and Craglon, it's pretty easy too anyway. Because yeah, it's just... I don't... Do you get them from the world boss things in that? Or the the anomalies and the Ankara places? I don't know. I haven't done them enough to remember. Spelunker. I don't suggest this set at all. Reducing the cost of Undaunted skills. There's 5 Undaunted skills. I don't think there's even a scribing... Is there a scribing ability for Undaunted? I don't think there is. No, there's not. So yeah, 5 skills, and you know, I only feel like you really use 2 of them. Or I guess 3 of them. Blood Altar is kind of good. But yeah, Blood Altar, Shield, Inner Fire, I guess. Yeah, most stuff's good, but like that's only 5 skills, and like half of them are pretty low cost anyway. So yeah, and the other bit, you know, getting magic and stamina back every time people use your synergies can be okay, but there's other ways to just get your resources back really easily, and relying on other people for that is not great. And usually from what I find, the people who are throwing out undaunted synergies to give you are usually the ones who are set up to have better sustain anyway, because you're usually giving sustain to everybody else. So yeah, I don't see much use in this myself. But, you know, it's not terrible. But I think the biggest problem with this is it comes from a dungeon. Yeah, Spindle Clutch 1. So I suppose it's an easy dungeon to do. But yeah, I don't really see any point. Because only you get the magic and stamina. And it's every 5 seconds. Yeah, that's a good point. 5 seconds. That's basically about 280 stamina and magic recovery, assuming they activate your synergies all the time. And every 5 seconds, like that's another thing. You're not going to get all those resources constantly every 5 seconds, because you're probably not going to be having people activate the synergy every 5 seconds exactly, unless your team is like ridiculously on point. And in that case, you're probably not going to be using a set like this anyway. You're going to be using sets that increase their damage. So yeah, I just don't really see a point using that set. But it's interesting at least. But it's from an easy dungeon, so I wonder. I will check. I can't even check anyway. I don't have any in my inventory, do I? No, I don't. I feel like the reduced cost isn't affected by quality, or maybe it's like the other sets where it goes down to like 9%, which isn't really a problem anyway. Yeah, I think that's enough talking about the sets. Nothing here I really bother with. But yeah, it's all like, at least there's a couple of like interesting things. Alright, so that's the Golden talked about. So any insights that you want to add of your own knowledge about these sets, please let me know. Like I'm not perfect. I don't know these sets off by heart or anything, except for Ancient Guardian. I use that a lot. But yeah, maybe you've got some cool things you've done with the sets that you can talk about yourself. But other than that, also, you know, any questions, just give me a holler as always. But yeah, that's today's set done. So thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for your support as always. Have a good weekend. I'll see you all tomorrow for tomorrow's dailies.